Anyway, welcome back to the show. I want to do this little review thing. More like an update on my original sentiments on the film. I didn't care much for it when I saw it in theaters, and we rewatched it recently. And honest truth, I still don't think it's great. It has some good moments in it, but unfortunately, I think it leaves a lot to be desired. And it's fine to take liberties with the franchise like TMNT because it's been around for so long, but I think I think including the some original aspects like the Foot Clan, I think is essential to Ninja Turtles because they've always been around like that. Ninja Turtles. So I think this focus a little too much on them. Nothing wrong with them trying to fit in, I guess. Like one of the main aspects I like about this is that they're actually kids. They sound like kids. Like Mikey has braces, Donnie has glasses for some reason. I don't know why does Dante always have glasses in these new incarnations of turtles. Like why? Do we need to like make sure everyone else he's the geek or something? Because like best thing for me, the turtles sound like children. I think is kind of a breath of fresh air for me. Much as I love the original films, they don't sound like kids at all. They look like the '90s, I get it, but I don't think I have actual kids in them suits. But that's probably the best part for me. The negative, April O'Neil being a fat black chick. Yeah, that throw up scene was disgusting. Splinter and the cockroach chick thing at the end of the movie, disgusting. Like shit like that just isn't necessary, like at all. This is what I mean when they stray from the source material. I don't need to see Splinter getting his freak on or whatever. I really don't. Like, just stop. Another negative for me, no setup for the Foot Clan. Looks like they gotta make sure they're a mercenary instead of a ninja master, which means he's not gonna have a history with Splinter. I'm calling it right now. If he ends up being their principal at their little high school, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. I mean, kudos to people that actually enjoyed this film. I think it's a swing and a miss. I like that it was trying something new, but they're literally living with their enemies in the little turtle cave in the freaking sewers right in the movie. Bebop and Rocksteady, freaking Leatherhead. Some of the greatest enemies they're living together like freaking roommates. Then they go to high school. They're literally in high school by the end of the film. You say, well, they're teens, like they're turtles. They're freaking big ass turtles. They don't belong in high school. Because like, when are they gonna be freaking doing ninja stuff or they're freaking learning their ABCs? That's the stuff that is irritates the crap out. How are they gonna be doing ninja shit if they're gonna be learning their freaking ABCs and learning about shapes and numbers? So I'm telling you, Shred's gonna be their freaking principal. It's gonna be hilarious. I mean, initially, I liked it better the second time I saw it. Again, it's still not great, but Nothing's gonna top the original for me. So I'm not trying to compare it to the '90s films, but as far as like the newest version of the Turtles, I think this is one of the best that I've seen. 2003 series, probably my favorite one, besides the '80s show. It's a shame though that they got rid of Baxter Stockman so soon. Now we're not going to see the Maligers. Between the Maligers and the Dimension X, neutrinos from Dimension X, I always wanted to see that on the big screen in the Turtles movie. I think one of the reboots did Dimension X, but I didn't bother with that one. If you're not going to get it right, don't do it at all. That's my thing. It's like, it's a good attempt, I guess. And just, you know, yeah. Fatty O'Neill is the negative for me. Ain't no reason for that. It's like when characters have looked a certain way in the comics and in most portrayals, changing that up all of a sudden is just pandering to diversity. And there's nothing wrong with diversity when it makes sense. When you do it just to do it, just to say, hey, look, we're being different this time around, that's when it gets dumb. And I felt like Fatty O'Neill was just an excuse for them to say, we're being diverse now in Ninja Turtles because Ninja Turtles is popular and all of a sudden we need to make it only a fat black chick who's unattractive. Can't have her be a smoking hot redhead with humongous tits like she was in the '80s. Can't do that anymore. Heaven forbid April O'Neil should be attractive. Though I did think it was pretty funny having Leo have a crush on her. Of all the turtles, Leonardo having a crush on April was pretty funny. My main negative for this was definitely the fly. I don't know what they were thinking with that. But the fly has got to be one of the creepiest antagonists I've ever seen in Turtles movie. I'm like, man, naturally you go into Turtles film and assume it's made for kids, which is the tone it should have, at least for these movies. And they got the freaking fly as the villain, like the fly. In the comics, Baxter Stockman turned into this big ass fly. It's And then the climax of the movie was just so dumb. It felt like a freaking Power Rangers finale, where the fly fell into his tank of ooze, turned into a big ass monster. I was expecting the dragons would fall out of the sky and start fighting them. It's ironic because that would have made the film 10 times better, in my opinion.